Hi everyone, it's Tamara here and welcome to the Sweet November Stamps Enchanted Spring YouTube Hop. Sweet November Stamps are going to be giving one lucky person the entire new release. To have your chance to win this amazing prize, all you have to do is to visit each YouTube channel listed in the description box below, subscribe to each channel, like each video, and leave a comment. You have 4 days to watch each of the videos, and all the details regarding the hop are listed below. Today I'll be featuring Shello. I'll be doing some Copic Coloring first and then making a shaker card. I've grabbed out my Make Art station and I'm going to be using my domed ink blending tools and a cloudy stencil from MFT plus Distress Oxides in Spun Sugar and Peach Flamingo, and just be doing a nice pink sky that will go really well against the green of Shello. So I've just sped this up a little bit, but make sure you're just working from the stencil onto your paper just to make sure you get a nice soft effect with your clouds, and also just use some circular motions. I'm just quickly wiping off the Peach Flamingo as I go over to the Spun Sugar, and I'm just using a different applicator for this so that we don't get some cross contamination. So we'll just keep going. I'm just keep securing it down with the metal magnets, and I just keep turning it so we get a bit of difference in our clouds. I'll just allow that to dry, and then I've grabbed a stitched rectangle die and I'm going to just cut this out to make our background panel. So I've also grabbed this frame die, so I'm just going to run this through the die cutting machine to make a frame to make our shaker card. Now I want to keep that frame because obviously it's just cut the rectangle out of our front panel. So I've just grabbed some sticky tape, but you can use washi tape or anything that you have in your stash just to secure this down. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the top and the bottom as well. I've cut a piece of acetate to go for our shaker piece. So I've grabbed some double-sided tape. I'm just going to place that around our opening of our frame and just get that all secured down, making sure that it sticks before I take off the release paper. And then once all the 4 panels are on, I'll get that plastic sheet attached to the front so that it holds nicely and ready for our shaker. Now whenever I do shakers, I do like to double up on the foam tape and make sure that I get an even amount of foam around each side so that your shaker pieces won't get caught in any gaps. And with the double up foam tape, it just allows the shaker pieces plenty of room to move in that frame. So I'm just cutting that to size because I cut that a little bit long. So I'll get your second piece over the top. Again, I've cut that a little bit long, so you can just give it a trim down like I've done. And just make sure you get that all lined up next to each other as you put it around so there's no gaps. So we'll just put in our top piece and get the second panel put on the top, and then we're ready to go. Now what I also like to do to ensure that there's nothing that our shaker pieces stick to, I just grab my anti-static powder tool and just run around all the edges of the foam tape to make sure there's no sticky residue. It helps with the shaker pieces moving. Now I just had some of these sequins in my stash. I always like to put my sequins, place them down on the background. I'm just using the card base as our background. I'll pull off all the release paper, and then you can just line that up over the top, making sure no bits are sticking out, and just make sure that's lined up with a nice border around all the edges, and give that a good press down, and you can see how well the shaker pieces move. I've just grabbed this sentiment because I'm making this for a birthday card and a scrap piece of black cardstock. I've just popped on my stamp to the front of my MISTI and just rubbing off any impurities that might be on it, as I've not used this yet. I'm just also using my anti-static powder tool just to prep my cardstock to ensure that no embossing powder goes where I don't want it. So I've just grabbed my folded piece of A4 paper to catch any of the powder that comes from the excess, and I've heated up my heat tool, just going to the back first and then just come to the front until that sentiment's all nice and melted, and we'll just set that aside to cool before we get that ready for our card. Now that that's cooled, I'm just wiping off any excess powder with my cloth and just grabbing a sentiment strip just to trim this down for the card front. So I'm just putting it down one end, and then I'll also just trim off the other end so that we've got the perfect size sentiment. So I'll just grab my tweezers and we'll get some glue on the back of our sentiment and just stick that straight, as there's a double amount of foam tape on the back of the card with the shaker. I just thought we'll just attach both Shello and the sentiment just directly to the card front with glue. So just make sure that's lined up and centered, and give that a good press down. And then we'll just grab Shello and just put some glue onto him. Now when you actually attach this to the card front, just make sure you're very careful when you're putting on your acetate for your shaker plant, as you just don't want any glue seeping out, because this can actually mark your plastic piece. So just give that a gentle press down and we'll just let that dry. And this is the finished card project for today. As you can see, the shaker pieces move around really well with that double layer of foam tape, and Shello is just so cute and so fun to colour up. I've kept this pretty simple, but I'm sure you've seen some other people's versions of him, and you can do all sorts. He's just so gorgeous and so versatile. I've just added the catch lights back with my white gel pen to his eyes. And then this is the finished card. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you love all the other tutorials in the hop. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.